Hello and happy Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. It's your girl, Maria Milagros here. Happy November, by the way. During the month of November, our focus here at Maria Milagros and Super Sparkly Everything is acceptance and appreciation. And I decided to couple these two things together because I really find that they do go hand in hand. And when we are generally in the month of November, we have a tendency to lean towards gratitude and appreciation. So might as well couple that with this need to accept, especially because we're going to be spending some time with family and friends that we may not necessarily want to. Just me? No, I'm only kidding. I don't spend time with people I don't want to spend time with because I'm grown now. Moving on. Okay, so here's what I have to say. In terms of acceptance and appreciation when it comes to relationships, I want to be clear about this. There's a big difference between accepting someone's life choices and tolerating someone's life choices. When we accept, that's from a place of love, right? I see you, I accept you, I recognize that you're doing the best you can with what you know how, and that you, like every other human, requires love and compassion. I'm here for it. I accept, right? When we tolerate, it's like saying, I'm going to put up with this because that's like the right thing to do. And that's like my prescription according to my religion or to make me look like a good person, right? And you see me going like a little, right? Because that's how I feel about tolerance. People say, oh, I tolerate that. If you have to tolerate, that is not genuine. Tolerance is more like, I'm going to put up with you because that's what I'm supposed to do. I don't want to operate like that. I don't want to operate from a place of supposed to. Did you miss it? I won't hang out with family that I don't want to spend time with because that's not how I roll anymore. I'm a grown woman. I get to decide. Now, keeping that in mind, the whole I'm a grown woman, I get to decide. Here's the thing. I say to myself, and I extend this space to other people, and I say, I accept you fully as who you are. And in this space of acceptance, I have to determine whether or not this dynamic is healthy for me. Because when we have a long family history with my filters and my stuff and my baggage, I have to determine, is this a healthy space for me to participate in? If it's not, I have to determine in that space of acceptance, I see you, I accept you, and I'm going to love you from a distance because that is safe for me. Because our years of stuff, our momentum that we've built up, it's too heavy for me. So I'm going to own that this is not a healthy or happy space for me. Notice how I'm talking about me. And I'm going to accept you. That's who you are. And then I'm going to go ahead and remove myself from that situation and that space because I get to choose whether or not I want to invest time and energy, my most precious resources, in this space, right? Okay. Now, if you cannot, if the other option is not leaving the situation, then it's whether or not I can change my perspective about the situation. So first, I have to see you as who you are. I accept you. You're doing the best you can with what you know how. You're probably so critical and judgmental because you host a lot of criticism and judgment for yourself. Maybe you grew up from a past that you were constantly being judged or criticized by your parents. So that's how your programming operates and you are operating from that space. So you do that to other people, right? Sure, I see you. I accept you. I have to decide, am I going to stay here in this space? If I decide that this is not a space that I can deal with, I have no overflow to give you, I need to leave. The other part is, can I change my position, my perspective when I'm in this space with you? And for me, one of the best ways that I have learned how to change my perspective when I'm in that space is, what can I find of appreciate about you? And there have been people in my life who have wronged me in really dramatic ways, right? Which, like, homegirl, I should still be under the covers crying in depression. But I had to take responsibility and own whether or not I'm going to allow the things that they say or do to create that in me and stop me from fully living my best life, right? I had to make that decision for myself. So then the question becomes, what is it that I can change? And I specifically use appreciation. Here's what I appreciate about you. And I have been able to, through practice, find 1, 2, 3, 10 things about every single person who has wronged me that I can appreciate about them. Because again, we are all just doing the best we can with what we know how. And when we accept that for ourselves and then extend that to other people, through the lens of acceptance for them as well, we can also find ways to appreciate them. Now, I'm not saying you accept and you appreciate and then you allow yourself to continuously be in a toxic space. That's not healthy at all. What I am saying is, in order for it to be healthy in here, free in here, we have to then say, okay, I see you, I accept you. Here are the things that I appreciate about you. And then I have to determine, am I going to be in this space? Because if it's not healthy or happy, I need to be over here. And if I am choosing is the key word, to be here, then I'm choosing to do that from a place of appreciation because I recognize that I have taken care of myself. I've connected with my higher source. I filled up my cup. I have overflow. Here, take my overflow. And I'm not overflowing from a place that I want you to change so I can feel better. I'm overflowing from a place of love and compassion because truly the only thing that creates sustainable change is love and compassion. Right? When we extend love and compassion to other people who don't recognize that they are also worthy of love and compassion, of giving it to themselves, of receiving it, when we extend that to other people, it provides them with truly a space to adapt, to shift, to evolve, to change. But we do that recognizing that they are on their journey and we should not want to fast forward them through their journey. They have to go through their go through. I don't know about you, but I am hard-headed. And there have been many times in my life where other people have said, you should change this, you should do that, you should do that. And it was like, calm down, mind your business, get out my face, right? I didn't want to hear anything about that because who are you to tell me that I need to be different so you can feel better? That wasn't necessarily my verbiage at the time, but, it wasn't until I started to meet people who just kind of held this space of love and just always reminded me that I was deserving and worthy of more. And then once I could hear that really and receive that, then the change started to happen. Then the stuff that I knew and I was like consuming became really a part of who I was, and then it became a part of my overflow. So we have to recognize that in relationships, we have two jobs. One is to accept them, period, done. I see you, I accept you. Now my job is to decide how can I appreciate you? And then even in that space of acceptance and appreciation, do I separate myself because it's not healthy for me and I accept who I am and where I am? I'm not trying to force myself into a situation where I have all my triggers and all my stuff when it comes to our dynamic. Acceptance as well, appreciation as well, right? I'm going to go ahead and separate myself because this is not healthy or safe for me. Or I can stay here and change what's happening here so that I can give to you from my overflow. Those are our options when it comes to relationships. And this is a lot. I know it is. And I hope that it wasn't too much. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, please put them in the comments section. We'll talk about it. Or you can shoot me an email, supersparklyeverything@gmail.com. I won't respond immediately because usually after Wednesdays I get a couple of emails, but I do always respond. So you can shoot me an email too if that works for you. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. And if you know anyone who can benefit from it, please share it. Because again, we're going into the holiday season and sometimes there's family members or people that we don't necessarily want to have to deal with, and we shouldn't have to, right? Deal with them. We should be operating from a place where we accept and appreciate them, again, even if that's from a healthy distance. So, because that, my friends, is super sparkly everything. Okay, so that's what I have for you. I hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend and a start to next week. And I hope that you are in a space where you're able to accept who you are in this moment, accept other people in their moments, and then find moments of appreciation through all of that, because it's what makes the journey of life so much more fun and magical and just amazing. And you deserve that. You deserve a life that's fun and magical and amazing. So that's it. I love you so much. There's nothing you can do about it. I'll see you next week. Peace.